got a chance to check out B. Simone's new podcast, and I haven't really been a B. Simone fan. She was just hella goofy, and that's a lot for me to say because I'm goofy as hell. Like, how am I not like B. Simone? But anyway, she interviewed Brittany Renner, and I was like, okay. I kind of like this podcast. Like, it's pretty dope, because they're talking about some real shit that women talk about privately that we don't usually talk about on a podcast. So it's the first time I'm seeing like some real conversation. To me, it's like better than that baby girl TV type of thing that B. Simone was doing on her YouTube channel before she started posting these clips of her podcast. So I think this is a good direction for B. Simone, but I do want to talk about Brittany Renner. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, she's a super villain. Hey honey, welcome to my side of the internet. My name is Soncerae Monique. I am a life coach for both men and women. I have a 50-50 audience, so I try to play fair with both genders. I want everyone to unify and produce loving unions. There is no gender war here. I promote positive perspectives and healthy debate, but it doesn't mean I always have something positive to say or that I'm going to agree with you all of the time. No, that's not real. That's some fake-ish. Please be careful, though, because what you post in my comment section may be deleted because YouTube has no problem with deleting inappropriate stuff from my comment section. So please follow the guidelines, okay? Use your vowels and your college vocabulary. Be as intellectual as you can. Please leave out the insults, the anonymous trolling. Don't bore us to death, okay? Just please, no. And please understand that YouTube will put your comment in the helpful review tab. And once it gets there, that means it has to go through my filter. And I promise you, a lot of people just don't make the cut once they're in my filter. Like, once YouTube is like, you know what? We don't like this comment. Let's show it to Soncerae. And then they put it in the held review tab, and I'm just looking at it like, see, I don't know why YouTube tried to play me and tried to send me this, and they knew I wasn't going to like the comment either, So if you want your comment to make the cut, don't be mad at me if it don't make the cut, because, if you're using a profanity and stuff, it's just not going to fly. If you're using insults and saying all kinds of weird shit, it's not going to make it in my comment section. So be selective about what you post. So I kind of checked out this B. Simone interview with Brittany Renner by accident. I was like sifting through TikTok and I saw this promo for the show, and this is what made me actually want to check it out. So I went to B. Simone's page, and the funny thing is I'm subscribed to B. Simone and I didn't see these clips. Let me be clear. So I saw this TikTok video on the For You page on TikTok. But I didn't see that B. Simone posted an interview with Brittany Renner on YouTube when I am in fact subscribed to B. Simone's YouTube channel. So this whole having to click full notifications every time someone uploads something in order for you to see it, it's kind of weird to me. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and there was a time where if you posted, your subscribers saw your stuff. They didn't have to like turn on the notification bell, Anyway, so on the podcast, they were talking about something specific, and it was B. Simone's boyfriend cheating on her and Brittany Renner being the one to tell B. Simone that it was happening. And they started having this discussion about, just cheating and side chicks and all types of stuff that I could relate to and that I've spoken about on this channel before. I've spoken about being a side chick. I've spoken about the situation between me, my son's father, and his estranged wife, who is currently his ex-wife, and was telling me that they were getting divorced when he and I was together. And as I continue to, post content on the internet, I think one of the weapons that a lot of people try to choose when they disagree with me, they like to throw in my face, oh, you had a baby by a married man. Oh, you had a baby by a married man. And a lot of people don't even understand the true dynamic of the situation between me and my son's father. And it wasn't just as cut and dry as I had a baby by a married man. There is some gradient there. But a lot of people want to, pick a side. They want it to be cut and dry. They want it to be yes or no, black or white. And most of our lives are not built that way. Most of our relationships are not that cut and dry. And I believe at some point in time, I was like the type of person that would think kind of cut and dry with everything. But let me give you a few clips one by one, and I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to talk about how I can relate to each clip that I listen to. And it's about a 30-minute clip, so I'm going to just try to just like break it down into fives and just talk about, each clip that I could relate to. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women can relate to this, but a lot of women just don't want to be chastised for some of the choices that they made when they've been dealing with men. I was not afraid to be chastised for my choice. I made a poor choice, and in order for me to take accountability for it, I had to be honest about it, and I had to just take whatever opinions and judgments that was coming towards me, because I wanted women to understand and use my story as a cautionary tale so they wouldn't make the choice I made in man. You don't want to be the woman who trusts a man who you believe has potential. You have this fairy tale picture of him in your mind that he possibly won't even live up to. And you sit here and you be this down ass chick for a man who doesn't even deserve it. And then you ended up becoming a single mother, raising a child alone because you trusted some man. And then on top of that, you trusted a female that used to date him. And so that's a whole nother thing. I tried to make a TikTok about that before, where I was telling women at some point you have to stop pointing fingers at, each other and being mad at each other, and hold these men accountable for stuff. But at the same time, it's like it's still women out there that are part of the problem. And when women betray other women, it gets real ugly. And I don't mean that a woman betraying another woman means that she's sleeping with this girl's man per se. It's more of when you and this woman start having a conversation about the truth of the situation, why lie or why defend this man? Because honestly, he put you both in a situation. He put you both in a position as uncomfortable and as inappropriate as having to deal with each other to begin with. So blaming each other is never going to be a good idea. But I do want women to understand that they have to stop blaming each other and also have to stop betraying each other. Because, one of the things I can say that truly hurt me about my son's father's estranged wife at the time and ex-wife now was that she lied to me about the dynamic between the two of them. And instead of sticking to her guns and, sticking to the sister code like she claimed she would, at the end of the day, she helped this man throw me under the bus. And that's unfortunate to me because I had a good rapport with her in the beginning, and then with time it just seems like she was sleeping with him, falling back in love with him, lying about wanting to be with him when she she wanted to be with him but was telling me she didn't, and it was just a big hot mess. But anyway, I'm going to get deeper into that, but I'm just going to break down what I listen to on the Simone podcast, and I'm going to talk about the things that I could relate to as a woman. And if you are a woman listening to this, please come in my comment section and let me know what you can relate to, okay? So before we unpack this and we get into deep details, let me just explain. So the reason why I decided to talk about this podcast and how much it relates to me so much is because, my son's birthday is tomorrow and he'll be 4. And out of the 4 years my son has been living, he has not met his father. And his father sends child support monthly because it's garnished from his pay. And out of all of the things that's happened in the world, where I live in California, so ever since I got here, we've had fires, we've had earthquakes, we had riots because of, racism, we've had the pandemic come and go, and, a lot of illness and a lot of death and a lot of just negative things happening in this world. And my son's father has not thought one time to contact his son and to see if he's okay. And as wild as the world is, I just find it so strange that a man wouldn't think that maybe, just maybe, it might be a good idea to check up on his only child. Yeah. Now, considering that I haven't talked to him in 4 years, he could have another child by now. But as far as I knew, our son is his only child. Okay?
And you're like,
and so I'm asking her these questions. I know what I see.
And she stayed on the phone.
She answered every question I had.
what?
Wow.
And she was like, it is platonic. It is not what you think. It is not that. Every girl I talked to said the same thing.
Was it a lie?
Yeah. So
they were already trained to know to lie to you if they got caught.
Or they just knew. They knew he was in a relationship with
they
her.
knew. So
No, I know, but I'm saying they were trained to lie.
Of that, and to be honest, that's why you were able to get as many bitches as you did, because it was like, oh well, you put Brittany Renner right here, and so you want to try to be equivalent, greater than or equal to. So you thought fucking with him, sitting on the same dick that I sat on, made you the same bitch.
Ooh.
It doesn't. Ooh. Not even on your best day with your best fucking wig.
It doesn't
okay?
matter.
You're never come close.
Never.
To the
Because really, you want to be me.
Listen,
and you're a fan, bitch.
Listen.
You're a fucking fan.
You walking around going, baby girl, and you fucking my nigga. What?
Niggas think that bitches be oh, I want him. I want him. I want him.
You
I want him. You want to be me, baby.
Big difference.
There's a difference. And so why niggas going around holding they nuts thinking that they somebody, let me understand, that bitch is fucking with you because she wants to be me.
She wants my life.
She wants to be able to invoke emotion out of you that only I can invoke. She wants to be able to get you in a position that only I have been able to get you in. She wants the rewards of the labor that I have put in to make you the man that you are, that has put you in the position that you are in. Bitch, she wants me.
Yeah.
Bitch, you want
She
to
don't want
him. You don't want to bump
me.
pussies, bitch. You want to fucking eat my pussy.
You
bitch.
want me.
Basically.
Be for real.
You want me.
And I may be open to that, but bitch, you went about it the wrong way.
It's mind-blowing to me.
It's
Y'all
relatable.
niggas sit there and really think that y'all are the thing
The
that
prize.
women are after,
one.
and they're not. Women want the effect that other women have
Stay
on
back.
men.
So I agree with this to a certain degree. I think a lot of women tell themselves this to help them sleep better at night because of their ego. It makes them feel better about being with a man who has cheated on them. And I wholeheartedly believe that you are on the same level with a woman if your man is sleeping with that woman the same way he sleeps with you. Like, he's having sex with both of you. He's basically treating both of you the same. Sometimes the side chick is even being treated better, and the main chick is just dealing with all of the responsibilities associated with being inside of that relationship and or marriage. But I do want to say, regular smegular chicks, like chicks that don't have fame or a lot of money or popularity, this doesn't apply to them. Like, I don't think it's side chicks walking around wanting to have this woman's life if they don't know who that woman is. Because see, for me specifically, I was the one who had the popularity and the celebrity, and I just happened to be a side chick to a guy who was a regular smuggler dude, and I didn't even know who he was married to. Like, I never met her. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know her name. So I think when Brittany Renner and B. Simone and whoever this other chick is, I don't even know this other chick name, but she's been married for 12 years, and she's saying any woman who is a side chick to a man who's married or is in a relationship, these women are that way because they want to evoke out of that man the same feelings or the same behaviors that she herself evokes out of him. And my thing is, you evoked out of your man to cheat on you? Like, think about that. Like, he's cheating on you. He's sleeping with someone else. So apparently you aren't evoking a positive behavior out of him. So why would a side chick want to evoke that same behavior? Like, I know for me, I'm just speaking for myself. I was a side chick in 2010. And I was just exploring my sexuality. I didn't feel like I was going to be married or anything like that. So I wasn't thinking, oh, I want this woman's life. She was irrelevant to me. I was more concerned about what I was doing with him myself and the fun that I was having with him, independent of anything else that was happening around us. So he was kind of a getaway from what I was experiencing and the pain that I was in from previous relationships that I had been in, where I was consistently being cheated on. So I was in no position to want to be someone's wife or girlfriend. And I'm so sure that he understood that, because I never made it seem like I wanted to be more than what I was. Because I never truly wanted to be more than what I was.
But I knew how it made me feel, where it was like I had to continuously, like, I checked his phone, like his iPad another time, so I was able to see the text messages that obviously canceled out that theory of them just being friends or platonic or whatever. And I'm telling you, these girls I had to get on the phone with were like, I'm gonna follow you, you're so cool, oh my, I'm telling you, it was so sick that I'm like
you lost your fucking mind.
I'm telling you.
They were lying to you.
Yes, and I'm telling you, these girls, like, we were following each other once we got off the phone. That's what I'm telling you. Deranged, bitch. Y'all are the bitches that are unhinged. Everybody likes to play like, oh my God, Brittany Renner's so crazy. No, I'm all there. And that's why it seems crazy to you, because y'all are not all fucking there. So
this is so easy to relate to as well, because when I got pregnant with my son and I ended up having to talk to my son's father, estranged wife, she was just like trying to befriend me so much. I mean, just trying to convince me that she was in love with somebody else, and she wasn't sure about how he felt about her, but she wasn't dealing with him and she wasn't going to defend him. And I have proof of these statements. It's not like I'm just saying them to be saying them. I'm going to put the link inside of my comment section so you can click on it and see the receipts, because I'm not just saying this. I'm literally like being befriended by this woman, and she's saying she wants to help my relationship with him, and they haven't been together in XYZ time, and just really just gassing me up. Like, she wasn't the only one that was guilty of that. His mother was also guilty of that, because me and his mom actually had a lot of conversations about his estranged wife and about whether or not I should continue to date him while he was still legally married. And his mother was like, oh, nah, they're really just divorced. They haven't been together in a long time. He doesn't want her. I can see that my son wants you. And it's just like building this relationship with his mother and his estranged wife. And they're both female and they're both telling me that I'll be okay. I felt a level of comfort with these two women because, number one, they're women, and I feel like we have one thing in common, which is all of us have been hurt by someone in one form of fashion, especially a man. So I don't see how two women could like break the sister code and lie to me about their ex-husband or estranged husband or son. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking that way at all. So when I found out that I was being misled by both of these women, it was just like, oh my God, why was I so stupid to sit there and listen to the two of them anyway? Like, why would I sit there and believe them when they're telling me everything is cool, Like, they were both seemingly happy for me and my son's father and our relationship and our love for one another. And it wasn't real. And I don't know why I trusted both of them. But that's why I can relate to this specifically, because it was just hurtful to know that two women would actually coerce me and encourage me to date a man that clearly I shouldn't have been dating. And they both knew that. When I talk about being a side chick in 2010, and then I talk about dating my son's father in 2017, a lot of people think that I'm talking about the same man. A lot of people think when I'm talking about being a side chick in 2010, I'm talking about also that I was a side chick to my son's father in 2017. No, it's two different men. In 2010, I was a side chick to a guy named Chris. And Chris was in a relationship and engaged to be married. And while he was engaged to be married, I started dealing with him after he caught his fiance cheating on him, according to him. And then they ended up getting married, and I think I dealt with him a little bit after that, but it died down eventually. But I think before he married her, I kept saying to him, I don't understand why you would marry this chick, because you clearly are not ready to be married. And he ended up divorcing her and getting married to another woman, a woman that he was actually married to before he married her. So he just remarried the wife he had before the wife he was with when he ended up being with me. So Chris is not my son's father. Priest is my son's father, and I was not my son's father's side chick.
It was so hurtful that women, like, when I called you and I asked you, and I wasn't being accusatory, I didn't call you out of your name. I said, look, I'm not mad at you. I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm in a relationship with him. I'm mad at him. Please, like, set me free.
So did you hold them accountable?
With what? I did call one of them back.
Okay.
And I FaceTimed the one, and I was like, why did you lie about this? And she was still trying to die by the lie, saying that's not true. And I had to read verbatim what she said over text.
Okay.
And at that point, she said, okay, it wasn't always platonic.
Oh, God.
And I was like, okay.
When she was 100% caught.
Right. So, but I had to
screenshot to show you or
to tell
whatever.
you what you said. You said you couldn't wait to feel him.
Jesus.
It doesn't sound like friends to me.
Jesus. I had my ex's voice, and he still was like, no, man, she wanted. I said, okay.
Let me say another thing. If you are a woman still coming to a woman
as a woman,
you with the wrong fucking man.
Grow the fuck up.
You with the wrong nigga. That's the bottom line.
Period.
I should never have to go to another woman
period
as shit. I don't care
period.
if I'm a woman, a dog, a donkey, nothing. I don't need to come to you as shit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's ridiculous.
100%.
It is.
And any man that puts me in a position to have to go to a woman,
I shouldn't be with him.
I'm not with you. I'm not with the right person.
I shouldn't be with him.
Bottom line.
If I have to come to you woman to woman about a man, I'm with the wrong man.
I'm with the wrong guy.
I'm with the wrong man.
Because a man, a real alpha man, a real leader, is going to give me that information before a woman has to come to me as a woman.
Come on.
He's going to tell me,
Come on.
as a man, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I have to come to a woman as a woman, my man should come to me as a man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing.
This is what's going on.
This is what's going on.
This is the truth. This
Period.
is who I am. But men can't come to you and tell you who they are because they don't know and they haven't accepted who they are.
They haven't.
They know who they are. They haven't accepted who they are.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the podcast, because I'm pretty sure I've said on this channel and on my TikTok that not ever have I ever gotten mad at a side chick who called me and flat out said that she was sleeping with my man. I've had chicks hit me up and been like, yo, the sex is good and I'm not going to stop dealing with him. And I still wasn't mad at the chicks. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, he the one that made the commitment to me. And if he put me in a position to where women even actually found my phone number to be able to call me and say anything about him, that's all on him. And I kind of felt this with my son's father as well. Let me explain. So in order for my son's father to be able to stay inside of a relationship with me and to keep it going, I made him make a promise to not communicate with his estranged wife. He wasn't supposed to be calling her, talking to her, nothing her, right? Nothing, right? And here I am pregnant, and this is our arrangement. And so, come to find out, he comes home from work one day and he tells me, after he told me not to tell anybody I was pregnant, he ends up telling her and then tells me that he told her. And suddenly, I'm starting to see this shift in his behavior, right? So, I find out that he is interacting with people on YouTube and he's creating videos and doing whatever. He's just running his mouth. And so I decided, I'm going to make a video. And so I made a video about it, and I was talking about my experiences with him and how we were in the process of breaking up. I don't think he wanted people to know that. I think he wanted me to keep that to myself. But I went ahead and told everybody the truth about our situation, to where initially he was happy that I was pregnant. And after a couple of months, he started to act different. And he started to act different when he started talking back to his estranged wife again. In the comment section, of the video that I made talking about how we were breaking up and how he had this estranged wife was the estranged wife, right? She's in the comment section, and I'm trying to figure out how she even found out a video was even made. The only way she could have found out that a video was even made was if my son's father told her, or she just been following me all over social media, for her to have even found out such thing was, a thing. And so she comes into the comment section, and then she ends up with my phone number. And I'm not sure if I gave her the phone number or my son's father gave her the phone number. She ends up texting me. And inside of the text message, she said, I heard you making videos about me and Priest and how we're not together, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not even making videos about you. You're not even that relevant. My video is about he and I, how he and I are breaking up because of his dynamic with you. The video ain't about you. But she was thinking that the video was about her, and I'm assuming he was telling her that. This, to me, in hindsight, seems like this is when he started to try to pin her and I against each other. When we started talking, her and I was chill. Like, it was a cool conversation. She was telling me congratulations on the baby and how happy she was for he and I, and how she had moved on to someone else and how in love she was with someone else. How she wasn't going to let him ruin her new situation with a new guy. And, she was just befriending me. And the fact that she even felt the need to reach out to me was odd to me, because she didn't owe me an explanation for anything, because I wasn't concerned about anything she was doing. I was concerned about his behavior and the things that he was saying and what he was doing, because he was the one who made a commitment to me. And to this day, a lot of people believe that I'm upset with her because he may have chose her when we broke up, or he wanted to try to restore his relationship with her, so he broke up with me, when that's not why I feel so much animosity towards this woman. What bothers me about this woman is that she befriended me and tried to pretend like she didn't love him, wasn't sleeping with him, didn't want to be with him, like she wasn't upset that he had a baby on the way, when truthfully she was jealous of the situation. She did feel some type of way about him having a baby. She still loved him and still wanted to be with him. She didn't officially file for divorce until my son was like almost 1 or a little bit over 1 years old. And this was like in 2019. And them two previously led me to believe that they filed for divorce in July of the same year he and I was dating, which is in 2017. So I'm thinking end of June, early July, they filed for divorce. And then initially before that, he was asking me to give him $300 so they could file, because they were financial ruin. They were in financial ruin around that time. So he was just like, could you give me $300 in order for us to file for divorce? And I was like, nah, that's just kind of like y'all responsibility, so I'm not about to pay for your divorce. But I knew, according to both of them, like I knew from what they told me that them two was divorced, right? Or heading for divorce. And in my mind, when something is done, it's done. Like, it legally being done doesn't even matter. If you two not living together, you're both dating other people, you're barely talking to each other, that to me is over. Like, and so whether a couple is legally divorced or not, that's not going to stop them dealing with each other. They can still legally be divorced and still dealing with each other, So to me, I was like looking at their behavior instead of whether they were still legally married or not. And I can truthfully respect two people trying to mend a relationship, but I do feel like the timing was off. The way I was handled was disrespectful. And she began to try to take part in his fathering. And that's when she became an issue for me. Like, I wasn't so concerned about him wanting to move in with her or be with her after he had told me it was over and we're living together and trying to find a place, and things was just going so crazy. When he did decide he wanted to be with her, I was not as like disappointed as I was in finding out that he wasn't going to be a father like he promised. So even to this day, I'm not upset with her. You know what I mean? About him wanting her, or even if they got back together. My concern is that she broke the sister code and she tried to play me, and she sat there and befriended me and then stabbed me in the back and tried to make it seem like I was trying to take her husband. And that's not the type of woman she was at all. She was the one that was sleeping around and sleeping with a whole bunch of different men while she was supposedly still legally married to someone else. So to me, I'm looking at both of them like, if you're both are telling me that your situation is over, then I'm going to go ahead and trust both of you and just chill and wait, and we'll see how it goes.
Tell
Like,
me.
honestly, I could respect any bitch that could at least told me, dude, your guy slid in my DMs. Da, da, da. We could still be friends right now.
Yep.
Because I could respect that. But it's like, the fact that you thought you were gonna do all that behind my back and you thought you were equivalent, bitch, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you and fuck that nigga. So it was just like, in that moment, I was like, well, I could tell her. I'm like, well, maybe she'll find out, because if it's not meant to be
later,
you know, whatever.
Whatever's meant to be will be.
But but if I had known the truth, it would be a different situation. But the reality is, my son was meant to be here. So that's why it wasn't meant for me to know.
I feel this because I feel like, had she said to me like, yeah, I still love him, or there's a possibility he still has feelings for me, or I would like to work on our marriage, you know, I do feel some type of way about him being with you. Had she kept it 100 with me, instead of lying to me and going behind my back and dealing with him, going behind my back and like taking his side instead of trying to pin us against each other, that would have been more helpful to me as a woman, and it would have created a situation where there wouldn't be a child involved, because they could have stopped me from having a baby by someone that doesn't love me. Like, had at least his estranged wife said to me, you know, I really don't think y'all should be dealing with each other. I think that, you know, I want to, you know, just try to work on it some more. You know, but she never said that. I think the closest thing she said to me was, why didn't you guys wait until we were legally divorced? I think she asked me that, and I said to her, y'all was supposed to been divorced. According to him, he told me you guys filed in July, and here it was. It had to been like September or something. Her and I was talking, and they had supposedly filed in July. So I was saying to her, like, yeah, y'all was supposed to be got divorced. Like, I thought y'all was separated. Y'all been separated for 2 years. Who separates for 2 years without getting the divorce? Like, you're asking me, why didn't I legally, like, wait till you guys legally divorced? What difference would it make if you two are still sleeping together? If you two are still sleeping together, what difference does it make for you two to be legally divorced if you're still dealing with each other? So that was my perspective with her. But outside of that, she was just congratulating me on being pregnant by her husband. You feel what I'm saying? All this, I'm so happy for you guys, bullshit. She could have just been like, yo, I've been with him for 14 years. We don't have any kids. And I wish we would have had kids, and we didn't, and now you pregnant. That's what she should have said. Like, it hurts me that you are pregnant and we didn't have any children. But instead, she was saying to me, oh my God, I'm so happy for you too. I'm so happy that he found somebody to love and boop bop that loves him. I was just like, okay, you know, I just didn't want to step on your toes as a woman. Like, I didn't want to, like, if he's married to you, I don't want him, you know, like, if he truly is loving you and y'all two got something going on, tell me. But she didn't, and that's why I don't really fuck with her. Like, that's why I don't really, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Every time someone tries to judge me for having a baby by someone who is quote unquote married, I keep trying to explain to everybody, like, you have no idea the dynamic of the situation and how comfortable everyone made it seem. Like, and I was just like, I just want to make sure y'all are over it. And as long as y'all are over it, then he and I can keep going. But if y'all got some feelings for each other, tell me. I'll back out gracefully. You don't have to beg me or force me to leave. I'll just be like, all right then. And be with somebody that care about me. Not in a million years would I have wanted to have a baby by somebody that loved somebody else and didn't love me at all. Like, nah.
It's so
and
wild.
so this is my thing, women. Enough with this uplifting women and I'm a feminist and I'm pro this and
no, you're not.
And you sit there and you allow these men to play these women who don't know no better. When I say it is I wish I could get into how touchy that subject is.
Yeah.
But women, be careful of women who want to befriend you and be your friend and be at your crib. Don't let, as a woman who is married for 12 years, don't let no bitch at your house.
Period.
Every bitch can't come to your house.
Right.
Every bitch can't be around your man. That's a thing. I get it now. I didn't get it back then. I get it now. Everybody can't be around your man. Every female can't be at your house.
A part of your
kicking
family.
It and
Everybody
being
ain't
family.
family.
Everybody ain't for you.
Jesus.
And there's a lot of women who see
Jesus.
what you have and are envious of it and will go to the ends of the earth to have it. To have and destroy what you have. Or be a part of it, because it ain't never the woman's fault. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It ain't never your
man
fault.
I'm committed
it's
to.
a
It's
man.
his fucking fault.
Yeah, I ain't never mad at a
his fault.
woman.
Yeah.
No, I ain't never. But I am gonna hold women accountable.
Absolutely.
Because you will not sit there and be like pro women and I'm this and yes, bitch.
And you know he's in a relationship. You
all
know
the
he's
while,
married. You know he just had a baby.
You high-fiving your homegirl who's fucking a married man.
That's wild.
That's wild.
It's wild.
To me.
It's wild.
Stop.
It's wild.
Stop. That's wild.
It's wild.
So let's talk about accountability, because a lot of people believe that, even with me, that I don't take accountability for the situation, when the reason why the internet knows about any of these stories about me is because I admitted it. In order to take accountability for something, you must first say you did it, admit it. What I also share with a lot of people is my thought process during the times I made the decisions that I did with certain men, so women don't have that thought process. Like in 2010, when I was dealing with Chris and I was his side chick. I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm in no position to be anybody's girlfriend. I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to be anybody's wife or anything. I just want a guy to hang out with, drink with, party with, have sex with, be cool with, laugh with. I'm not looking for a man to be a boyfriend or anything like that. We ain't even got to do all that. And so when I met him, he just fit the bill. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I was looking into his life that deeply to know what he was doing. He just fit the bill of what I needed at the moment. But when I tell women about how they deal with their own personal pain and inside of their healing process, the behaviors that they have during that time, none of it needs to include them sleeping with a married man. That was the point of me telling the story about Chris and I, because Chris and I should have never ended up dealing with each other. But because I had been cheated on so much and I was just looking for someone to have like a chill situation with, where we weren't put in any type of pressure to be with each other or do anything outside of just chill, and he voluntarily put himself in that situation and was very clear about what he was doing with his own life. He didn't lie to me. He said he was engaged. He said he had a girlfriend. He said he was going to end up marrying her. He didn't lie to me about it. So he didn't steal my choice, and I respected that, and that's what I needed. But as a woman, right, understanding the karmic forces, understanding that what goes around comes around, I should have known eventually at some point I was going to be paid back. But then again, it's like I was so hurt before I even met him. Like, I was getting hurt by guys long before he came around. So where's my karma for that? I got hurt after he left and long before I met my son's father. So when does the karmic circle start showing me what I need to see for being a good woman? Where's that at? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. So when I was dealing with him, he definitely healed me part of the way. he introduced me to polyamory and the different kinds of relationships, because I thought monogamous relationships were the only kinds of relationships to have. I didn't know it was other types of relationships, and then he just opened my eyes to that. But should I have been dealing with someone's husband? No. So I say to women, and I said it when I first told the internet the story of me being a side chick. I said to women, listen, okay? Don't be a side chick, number one, okay? And number two, don't do anything crazy sexually for a guy. Because what he's going to do is try to classify you as the hoe or the promiscuous one, like he wasn't hoeing and being promiscuous with you. He's going to put it all on you. That cognitive dissonance, that separating himself from such an inappropriate behavior so he can feel good about himself. That was the message. That's what I told every woman. That's what I said in the video, basically telling everybody that I was a side chick. So it wasn't that something I was hiding or something that, I didn't want people to know. The whole point was, I'm going to tell this story and I'm going to tell women to not do this. Because had I not done this, this dude wouldn't even be a problem for me, because he was becoming a really big problem. Like, for years, men would come to me, I didn't even know he knew, coming to me, talking to me about him. And I purposely wasn't bringing him up in conversations because I felt like nobody would know who he was. And what he and I did was a secret for the two of us. So I didn't expect for anyone else in our city to know what had happened. He was running his mouth all over Atlanta. And so finally I was like, you know what, ladies? To save yourself the drama associated with loud-mouthed promiscuous men who don't take accountability for them cheating on their own wife, and they blame it all on you because, you the Jezebel who seduced his pants off of him. Just don't even do it. Don't even participate in it. And if you hurt because you kept getting cheated on and you kept getting lied to, it doesn't mean be a side chick.
Too, as somebody who, which I love that irony is truly spectacular and that karma never misses, because there was a time in 2018 I was a side bitch to a person who was a baller. They had a girlfriend who was like 8 months pregnant. We were both at the game, right?
Christ.
Guess what? It happened to me like 4 years later, 3 years later.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. And I thought for the longest time, ooh, I'm one of God's favorite. He spared me. And it happened to me.
Yep.
And that's exactly what the fuck I get.
Yep.
You thought you were exempt from what the fuck you did 3 years ago?
Yep.
You're going to have to answer to
Consequences.
everything you do.
Everything.
Yep.
Everything you do.
Yep.
So that's why it's like, I get it. A lot of women don't feel worthy of first.
Yeah.
I remember feeling like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no man's ever going to wife me. And I got joy in knowing your relationship's not real. Love's not real.
Jesus. Like you said,
that's why I'm telling you, I've played all sides. I have no
sides.
judgment because, bitch, I've been every fucking thing.
But here's the thing. Holding yourself accountable does not exempt him from being held accountable to his shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
for every action, there's the opposite and equal reaction.
Yep.
So every action and every decision has a consequence. And so, yes, you can stand on your own and be like, you know what? I was a side bitch, so I take that. If that was my karma, whatever, I take that. But it doesn't exempt him from the shit that he did. And that's the thing that I hate about the way we do society, is that we'll look at a situation like a Brittany Renner and we'll be like, well, she was a side bitch, so how you gonna get mad that he had side bitches?
Yeah.
You were a side bitch. That's karma. Karma. Whatever, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that he's exempt from being held accountable to his actions. At the end of the day, she had a relationship with that man.
Yeah.
He said that he wasn't going to cheat anymore, or he was going to be faithful, or he wanted a family, or whatever. Yeah. And she took that for that.
And something
that's not right.
But another difference is something I can respect about a Brittany Renner is she not shitted on herself, but she was like, that was fucked up. She's not praising what she did.
She's not glorifying.
She's not glorifying what she did. She is growing from it. She's evolving. She's healing. She is saying, what I did was not correct. And look at me now.
And just so that we're clear,
from it 4 years later.
Brittany, you feel that being a side chick is not a good thing.
Correct.
She said it.
I would
she's
never
not
suggest
glorifying that lifestyle.
And stop making people feel like because they're living and walking in their truth that they're only held in that box. Like, oh, you were a side chick, so I can only look at you as a side chick. No, Brittany Renner can say I was a side chick and I learned from that, and I don't ever want to be a side chick. Just like B said, I had an abortion. That's my truth. I'll never have an abortion again. Mm-hmm. There is a difference. Stop. Continue the sentence. Continue the narrative. Stop thinking that because one thing is true, that something else can't be true.
Coexist.
It's not mutually exclusive. Yeah. She has been a side chick, and she doesn't think being a side chick is
it's
right.
Okay.
They're not mutually exclusive. Stop
there's a
with that fucking narrative. It's annoying as shit.
Don't forget to check out B. Simone's podcast, Know For Sure. And please remember that everything can be viewed in two different ways, a negative perspective or a positive perspective. And you get to choose how you respond to what you are observing or what you experience. If you respond to everything negatively, you will have an unfulfilled life. And if you look at the world from a positive perspective, you will notice that most people aren't trying to purposely harm you. Understanding that not everyone is out to get you improves how you communicate with others, and you'll begin to cultivate better relationships, okay? Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.